Hi, this is Rachelle, and I have some printables that are currently available to SCRAPCRAFTASTIC patrons. If there is any demand for this, I will add it to the Journal Life's Journey Etsy shop. So if you're interested and you're not a patron, which you should be a patron, but if you're interested and you're not a patron, let me know in the comments below if you would like to see these available in the Etsy shop. So this is my idea. It's 4 sheets and they're just variations of the same design. So this is the full design with the florals, the background, the gate. Then I also have, and I printed these on cardstock, a version with the gate, no florals, then no gate, no florals. Then this one is no gate with the florals. Okay, so those are the papers. Let me know if you're interested in having those in the Etsy shop. And patrons, they're available to you now. Then I also have these that will be available to patrons as well. These are digitals that I created for Easter. So you have eggs, it has labels, it has variations of the eggs, some with bows, some without, solids, some florals, just a variety of different eggs. And these eggs are based on a printable set of papers in the same color scheme. So there you have it. And of course these can be resized. I used the Silhouette to cut these. You can use Cricut, you can cut them by hand, however you choose, but I wasn't able to use them when I originally created them, so I wanted to find a way to actually create something to use the eggs. So this is that project. So okay, so let's put all these aside. These will be some of the embellishments for this project. So in addition to the papers that I printed on cardstock, I also pulled out this cardstock that I had in my stash that's pretty close. It's from Recollections Michaels. And then I cut a piece of packaging. This is going to be my base. This is something from Walmart, and I kept the packaging. So that's the base, and then I have these because I'm going to have some windows. Hopefully these will work. I'm using some of the 3mm laminate that I have that I'm not that happy with to make my own acetate. So I just used an empty laminate pouch and ran it through the laminator. This is, I don't know if you can see that air bubble, and there's one there. That's kind of why I'm not happy with this laminate. So I'm trying to use it up for other things. Okay. So let's get started. My idea was this is going to be kind of like a folio, but not specifically. So I'm going to start with the first thing, which will be making the front flaps, and they will be windows. And that's kind of why I wanted like a scene. And I hope this works. So I'm going to start with a piece of the plain cardstock and these 2 pieces that I printed. I'm going to cut 2 strips from here, 2 1/4 inches, and I'm going to leave them at 8.5 inches in height. I still got laminate on here. 2 1/4. And then I think I can use that leftover piece to cover my backing piece. Okay. And I don't know if I'm doing stitching here or not. I probably will end up doing it. I'm going to use my scoreboard, and I'm going to score at 1 inch on each side. So I'm scoring at 1 inch. And I turn around to the other side. That's with the 2 1/4 inch side at the top. And score at 1 inch. What that does is give me a 1/4 inch in the middle. So let's do the same thing on this one. Score at 1 inch with the 2 1/4 inch side at the top. Turn it around and score at 1 inch. Then with my design papers, I'm going to score those at 5.5 inches. So I'm scoring those in the middle. Just do this. And there may be more papers added to this because I've already had more ideas of a design that I want to create. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fold and burnish this. I truly hope this is gonna work. Okay, that one. And this one. So even though you use a scoreboard and you know that it's an accurate score, you still have to line things up correctly when you are preparing to actually burnish and seal that fold. Okay, so this is kind of how this is going to go. Like that. Now for the tricky part. I haven't tried this with this before. This is the We Are Memory Keepers frame punch. Ooh, the sun has done this. I had it sitting too close to the window, I guess. So I'm going to try and make a frame out of this using the punch board, and I don't know if it's going to work punching through 2 layers of cardstock. Okay, it can work. Whew. It just takes a little elbow grease. So I'm going to do both of these and make both of them into frames. And I have this set at 1 inch. That's as wide as it will go when using these guides. And I've seen these used as like photo corners. So I don't know if I'm going to keep those or not, but they can be used as little photo corners. Okay. Now I'm going to, this is the part that I always mess up on. I'm going to try and open this up. Let's start with the short ends. It might be better just to get a ruler and do this with a blade. I don't know. Let's do the other side. How is that not the same? What is going on here? Okay, so I messed that piece up. I'm gonna carefully try this with this one in case I have to do both of them over. I guess I just didn't have it pushed up against the edge all the way. Let's see. Is this one doing that too? It is a little bit. Okay. All right. Maybe I'll try to make that work because I don't want to waste paper. Can I fix that with tape? Let's try and fix it with tape. I really hate that. It's not gonna be perfect. All right, let's see. Can we repair that? Maybe when I stitch it, it will hide it a little bit as well. Okay, I need to move this out of the way. Okay, I think I can repair it. So hopefully it won't show up so badly. Okay. Yikes. I am going to have to do a little adjusting on this one because it doesn't want to lay down the way that I need it to. So I guess I will be stitching. Clean that up a little bit. We're not off to a great start, but I'm not gonna let it stop me. Let's keep going. So I'm gonna take these two. These are going to be my hinges, and I think I need to reinforce them with something, and it's gonna be something that needs to be blue or close to this color. But how am I going to use these? This is going to go in here, like so. All right, so now I need to decide what I'm going to use to reinforce my hinges. Okay, so I'm back. This is what I've done. I had some sheets of Tyvek that I got from Amazon, but they were, was it A4 size? So the European or the rest of the world equivalent to our letter size. The width is a little less than 8.5, and the height was a little more than 11. So I trimmed it down to 11. I couldn't do anything about the width. And so I guess when it went through my printer, it kind of went through at an angle, but that's okay. I didn't know I could print on the Tyvek. It doesn't give you the best quality, as you can see. And I set my printer to normal. Maybe I should have sent it through as draft. I'll try that the next time, but for the purpose that I need it for, that doesn't really matter. And if I'd known this, I probably wouldn't have needed those strips. But this Tyvek, it does need something to make it a little more sturdy. So in the spaces where there's white on the edge here, I will just use some Tombow marker or something to fill that in. So let me go ahead and cut my pieces off. I'm going to trim off this white border here. Or do I need to trim that off? I don't really need to trim that off. It's not going to show. So I'm not going to trim it off. It's probably going to bug me. So let's trim it off. Okay. Just try and get it as straight as I can. And I think that the ink actually absorbs into the Tyvek. So I shouldn't have a problem with it bleeding off of the page. All right. So that is really good to know. You can print on Tyvek. I'm only going to cut these at 2 inches. in width. And then I can save the rest for other hinges. Wow, I did not know that was gonna work. All right, here are the Tombow markers. All right, sorry about that. Had a brief intermission because my mom called. So what I did was I used those Tombow markers to color it in, and you see the effect the Tombows had on the Tyvek. That could be useful if you are an illustrator or into drawing and such. So also I didn't account for this paper, the Tyvek paper, being shorter than the cardstock, but I think it'll be fine. I used the Tombow glue. No specific reason other than I just want to keep trying to use this, and Tyvek is a little more difficult to glue down. It doesn't like double-sided tape and things like that, so usually a wet glue works best. I felt like a glue stick might not have been good enough, and the white glue, I don't know. I just wanted to give the Tombow a chance. So now that I have done that, this Tombow is kind of wet to me. I still don't understand why crafters love it so much, because look how it's warped the cardstock. On this piece, it doesn't really matter, but it's still damp. And it's been quite a few minutes since I did that. So let me see. I might have to wait a little while longer or hit it with the heating tool to make sure that it's good and dry. Yeah, it's still pretty wet. Let's go on and burnish this down some. Just make sure all of that's down. So I'm going to hit it with the heating tool and we'll see what happens. So I think that did something. I don't know if the Tyvek doesn't like the heating tool, the heat. Ooh, I see some wrinkles in the Tyvek. That means it's not glued down. Or some air holes. So definitely need to spread that glue. This one is still wet a little bit. All right, let's keep going. So I'm gonna fold this here on the lines that were previously scored. So only that part is going to show. So I probably could have used an even smaller piece of Tyvek. But you know. All right, so I figured I would put this piece on this side like so, and then this is also where the DIY clear acetate comes in. Now this piece is a little large, but I think that's okay. because I wanted it to be almost the same width of the frame so that it will give it a little more sturdiness. Now that I'm looking at this, I am thinking that the 3mm is not heavy enough. Maybe I should try a piece of 5mm because this needs to be sturdy. It's going to be the front of the piece, so it needs to hold up. Let me turn on my laminator and warm it up, and I'm going to do a sheet of 5mm. Even though I want to get rid of the 3mm that I have, I think for this project I want this to be a little more sturdy than that. It's a little too flimsy. So yeah, the size is fine. It's just, it's too flimsy. Okay, let's warm this up. I'll laminate the sheet and then I'll be back. Okay, so here we go. I did 2 pieces. I only need 1, so I'll put 1 away. And let's go ahead and trim these down. So since my panels, my frames are 5.5 by 8.5, I am trimming these down to 5 by 8. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off the rounded corner because I don't really need that. It doesn't really matter, but I kind of make it a habit to get rid of that. Then we're gonna do 5 inches wide. Probably should have cut the height first. And then 8 inches in height. Boy, that's not straight at all. Which is why I try not to use this on things where I need to be very precise. I think the rotary cutter paper trimmer is the best, but I think my big heavy duty one is actually the best. It's just too much to bring back and forth in this small workspace that I have for recording. But I do have it set up in another area. But that one is something to do with the screw where the blade is that causes it not to cut straight. I figured that much out. I just haven't figured out how to get it to cut straight. Okay, so let's get rid of the 3mm piece. And let's put the mic back on because I forgot. Yikes. Okay, and let's see. Does this feel any better? That's better. I think that's better. Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and put double-sided tape on the edges of the laminate and around the edge of the frames. Okay, so I hadn't considered that I might need tape on both sides of the frame area, but I guess that makes sense. I could have also made this into a pocket, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. So that piece goes in there like that, and I can just glue it down on one side for now. Then this piece will go like this, or the other piece, either one, it doesn't matter. So that's gonna go under there like that. Probably should have put this piece down first before the tape. Let's go ahead and stick down the laminate, and it's gonna go, I'm gonna put Fabri-Tac around the edge of this tape so that there's adhesive here, here, and here. Hopefully that makes sense, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and take the backing for the tapes off. No. Okay, let's get this out of the way while we do this. We don't want a disaster. Set that aside. Bring this back. I still haven't tested my new printer to see if the 110-pound heavyweight cardstock will go through the printer. So I need to test that, because if I can print on that, then none of this would be an issue as far as the weight of the flaps, because I could just print my design on the heavyweight paper and I think it would be fine. Okay. Let's set this on here like so. Then that would close like that. That'll go on there like that. I might need to trim a little bit off so that it doesn't peek out of the frame. So let's do that. So make sure we got this in the right direction. So since I already know that the Tyvek does not like double-sided tape, I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to go straight for the Fabri-Tac. And I think I just put the glue on exactly the wrong side. Yeah. Okay. So that means I'm going to put it over here. Let's see if I can get this right. So since I had put it on the wrong side, my double-sided tape under there is not going to catch. I'm going to have to put another piece because I didn't think that through very well. Okay, let's do it again. I'm gonna gunk up my needle if I have to sew around this area because I'm using this double-sided tape. Hopefully that's going to lay down straight. Let's remove the tape on this side. Let that set a little while before I burnish it. Let's get the glue off of the laminate. Gotta be more careful. Okay, so this is the piece. I didn't do any inking or anything like that. I don't know if I should. Maybe I should, so that that white doesn't show around the frame. Because what can I do? I can easily put one of the pieces that I cut out inside like this and ink it up, I think, if I decide to ink. So that's my first piece. Now I got to do the same thing for the second piece. All right, so here we go. These are the two pieces. Please let me have done them the right way. I was trying to be very careful not to mix them up. So they are going to go on the cover like this. And I think I am going to go back and ink up. But yeah, that's where we are so far. So this will be opening like this, and this will open like this. Then this is going to hinge to whatever is in the back, which will probably be that piece from Walmart. What did I do with it? It's so close to the other colors of paper. So this is going to hinge onto here like that. And why isn't that sticking? All right, so that's a good stopping point for now.